Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we are working on Harlow's apartment from my Whimsy story series, which I brought back a few days ago. As you guys may notice, that we are not in your typical San Myshuno apartment, and if you didn't notice, well, we're not. So I decided to pick a residential rental with wariness attached to it because I know the whole save corruption stuff that has been like pushing me off from even wanting to touch residential rentals. I'm pretty sure that's still a thing that can happen, and I don't really know the entire cause of it, but that's why I've just not been wanting to play with them. Plus, I just prefer San Myshuno apartment living over how residential rentals work. So yeah, I'm just not entirely a big fan of it, but I did initially start building in a regular San Myshuno apartment, and I was gonna go the studio apartment route because I just love a good studio apartment, but I've done studio apartments many a times, and I wanted to live in a different type of apartment building than I usually do, and so I picked one, but it still felt too big to me, and so I was like, you know what, maybe I'll give residential rentals a shot, even though I'm scared of corruption happening. Again, like I said, I don't know what causes it, but I'm still paranoid. So I'm doing this knowing the risk that could potentially happen. So I'm going to try and be more proactive in backing up my saves just in case. Anyways, I ended up going on the gallery to see if I could find an apartment that suited more of like a dingy vibe, since that's the type of apartment we're supposed to have for this generation. And so I came across this San Myshuno apartment. I'll go ahead and put a picture of what the exterior looks like, but it was exactly what I was looking for, and it was made by, I can't remember the full name. I know it's Evelyn with a few numbers at the end, so I'll make sure to put it on the screen and also in the description for anybody interested in also downloading it. Now, I will say that I will not be posting my version onto the gallery because that would be re-uploading, you know, the whole build, and I don't feel right doing that. So what I'll do is I'll save this apartment as a room and I'll upload it that way, and then if anybody else downloads the build in itself, they can plop down this room. So I will share the CC that I use in here. So a lot of this stuff is a part of CC creators collections, so I'll most likely be organizing it that way in the description / comment section, depending on how many links there are. Now, I do have some items that are like individual stuff that I've downloaded, so if that's the case, I will make sure to label what the item is. But other than that, I probably will just, again, organize it based off creators. I did initially record this as a sit down and decorate with me video, but I ended up scrapping it because I was an hour and a half in and I only did 2 rooms, and I was like, well, I could only imagine that the video would be close to 4 hours if it was just me rambling while trying to decorate. And also yesterday I was lacking sleep severely, so there was a lot of pauses, me thinking. So I mean, I probably would have cut that out, but regardless of the fact, it would have been a very long video, and I don't even know if you guys would be interested in seeing something where I'm just like, it kind of almost feels like a stream where I'm just sitting and decorating minus the chat interaction. I just feel like it'd be kind of boring, so that's why I decided to just like, maybe not. So I ended up scrapping the build and rebuilding everything that I did in that video because I wanted the footage for the speed build to be a little bit more streamlined. I didn't mind redoing it because I really like decorating, plus I was also watching Severance whilst doing it, which, speaking of the show, I don't know if you guys have watched it, but I saw a lot of people talking about it, and I was like, what the heck is Severance? And then one day I was talking to my friend and they brought it up, and they said they watched it and they liked it, and so I was like, well, maybe I should try it. So they gave me their Apple TV account, and I'm not gonna lie, I almost gave up on season 1, and I usually stick through shows even though I'm not liking them because sometimes things do get better. Well, that's how I felt with Severance. Up until like episode, I think 6 or 7, I was like really not feeling it, and this first season only has, I think, 8 or 9 episodes, so I was like, man, the next few episodes better pick up, and they sure did. Now I'm on the last episode of season 2, and season 2 was by far much better to me because I think everything was just a lead up into season 2. The show also gives me major Black Mirror vibes, which is another show I really enjoy, and it has a new season that just came out too, which I have yet to watch. But what also made rebuilding this apartment easier is the fact that I discovered that the Better Build Buy mod by twistedmexi has a favorite section. Man, I wish I knew about this sooner because it made decorating this so much easier because I didn't have to go scrolling through nearly as much as I would normally have to. I favorited the items that I definitely wanted to use in the build or was thinking about using. All you have to do is press your scroll wheel button down and it favorites the item. It'll put like a little blue star marker on it, and then you scroll down to the favorites category and it's all there, and it's so nice. However, I'm not sure if it's buggy because I swear I favorited items and then they don't appear on there unless I accidentally favorited it twice and it like unfavorited it, so then it's not there. I don't know. Either way, life-changing, love it. Definitely gonna try and use that for future builds. And it's funny because I was thinking not too long ago about how I wish I could just favorite an item so I don't have to go through all these menus and try and find the items that I use the most, and now I don't have to. I can just do that. But yeah, shall we talk about the build finally? I rambled, I think, long enough. It's kind of not intentional, I swear. I usually intend to talk about the build and then, you know, things kind of just go elsewhere. I mean, I did kind of talk about it, but like not fully. So let's dive into that. So as we know, Harlow is moving into this dingy apartment, and I didn't want to make it so dingy where it's like gross and like not livable type of vibe. I didn't want there to be like trash absolutely everywhere or anything like that. We do have the broken floorboards, tiles, the wallpaper is dirty and peeling in parts. So it does have the effect of being a cheap apartment. So when Harlow saw the listing for this place, she sort of jumped at the opportunity to get it because, you know, it's affordable enough and gives her an excuse to be in the city, especially since she wants to explore the nightlife and go to the clubs, bars, all that stuff, especially since she's going to be a mixologist. So even though it's not the cutest, I think that she just accepted it for its flaws, and it may not look like the nicest apartment, but at least she can decorate it in a way that can make it feel nicer. So she definitely wanted to make it feel like home for her. And so she didn't want to buy all new furniture and ended up going antique shopping, going to yard sales, flea markets, and getting furniture that way. So, you know, not everything is matching either. We have mismatched furniture in the bedroom, including the nightstands, because she wasn't able to find a matching pair, and a nightstand is a nightstand at the end of the day. So she was like, I'm just gonna make this place feel like my own. So she has a lot of old looking things in here, aka, you know, we got the big boxy TV, which brings me back to my childhood. I used to have one that I got, I think it was for Christmas one year when I was little, and it was like a little white box TV with a VCR attached to it. And it was the cutest little TV. I'm pretty sure I still have it somewhere. I was so happy when I got that because then I could finally watch TV in my own room instead of the living room. Man, those are the days. I feel like I say this all the time when I look back on my builds, that I really enjoyed how it turned out. But I honestly love how this apartment turned out. This might be my favorite apartment next to my City Dreams apartment. They sort of resemble each other vibes-wise. And maybe that's why I love them so much. Especially this one, it just, I don't know. As I was progressing through each room, I was loving it more and more. And now thinking about living here, I don't even want to move out of here. So when we have kids, we're gonna have to figure out where to put the child because I'm not leaving this place, okay? Well, maybe I will. I don't know. I haven't decided. But for right now, we are not leaving. Also, I don't know when she's having kids by any means. Have not planned that. I still have to get in and create the Sims that she's gonna woohoo with. And I'm thinking about going in and overhauling the townies that are roaming around because I didn't realize how many of the randomly generated ugly townies that are around now. Since we've been playing this save for 2 generations, all the cute ones have died. And I noticed when I was editing the first episode how many randomly generated townies are in the world. And I'm like, well, that's great. So I'm gonna have to spend some time and delete a lot of them and put in some new ones. So I do have a little bit of prep work to do before I record the second episode, but I'm just so ready to dive into Harlow's young adulthood because I think it's gonna be really fun and I just need to figure out how I wanna go about things. But at the same time, I don't want to pressure myself into a specific storyline in case things do change up. So I'm just going to try and play, but also keep some of the ideas that I have in the back of my mind and see how things flourish. Basically, the main objective is just to have fun. And I think that the serial romantic aspiration is going to assist me in making this generation a lot messier. So I'm kind of looking forward to that because I usually just fall into doing like wholesome family gameplay and it's hard for me to cause conflict, even though I love when there can be drama in The Sims because sometimes it can be so good, but I end up always making Sims that I just love to see together or friendships, whatever it is. And it makes it so hard for me to just be like, you know what, let's just mess it up a little bit. But maybe that's how I need to think about it. Just how do I mess up this beautiful family? So even though this is gonna be a little bit of a challenge for me, I will make it my mission to make this a more dramatic generation. So we will see how things pan out. Hopefully good. Cross our fingers, okay? Please. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys love the apartment as much as I do. I know it's not the cleanest, but it has character, okay? So I really do love it, and I can't wait to play in it. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you guys in a new video very soon. Bye guys.